Warning: the following contains opinions that you might not agree with. It may also contain too much positivity that you might not be able to handle, but in all seriousness, viewer discretion is advised for the following program.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you may be, welcome to the Admin Time Podcast with your host, Sam A. And
Jones Chua, how you doing, man?
all good, all good. How are you?
Oh, doing solid, perfect. It's a damn busy week, yeah.
Really?
Home alone, everything. Then after I cook 3 meals and all.
Oh yeah, you're home alone. Oh yeah.
I was.
We.
My family came back yesterday already.
Oh.
Yeah, but I
Oh.
was at the map of the house. Like finally can cook all the meals myself. Healthy, like meal prep for bodybuilding.
I've seen the messages in our Telegram group, and
Yeah,
you cook fried rice, right?
yeah, fried rice.
Tell me how's the how's the meal prepared?
Okay lah. Like I asked my mate cook rice first. Then after I used yesterday leftover the previous day leftover the vegetable like asparagus and the minced meat. Then I just like chop along everything lor. Then I put sauce, salt and pepper, and just mix and cook That one extra meat, sausage, all that. I try to when I meal prep right. I try to put the prioritize my protein intake first.
Mm.
Yeah, after that I count I in a way count calorie lah. But I just put like one or two servings. Yeah,
How
I try
strict
not
are
to
you?
overeat.
How strict are you with your calorie intake?
Wow, I try not to exceed maybe like 200 because I want to keep it at 800 calorie per meal. So I eat 3 meals, so 800 times 3 lor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Alright. So back to the topic. So previously we've talked about a controversial topic, which is politics.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you haven't checked it out, you can do so by clicking on the channel and watching it from there, or just maneuver. maneuver.
And we got 2 subscribers. We gained 2 subscribers. Woo! Let's go. Come on guys, 2 more only, 2 more to 10, 2 more to 10. Now we got 8. Road to 10 subscribers. Yeah, let's go.
Very proud of us.
Yeah.
Alright. So, anyways, today we'll be talking about gadget use and the love hated topic of social media. Alright, so Jones, what are the gadgets you've used since young and your relationships with gadgets and social media? Wait, let's just talk about gadgets first.
Gadget in terms of like phone and gaming console, all that.
Yeah.
Like technological gadgets.
Yeah, and I think that's technological, like that uses tech.
I got when I was young I got a DS. Wait, very young, like 3-4 years old Xbox. I played Xbox first. But not the 360, the Xbox Live,
the first one.
Yeah, the very first one, yeah. Then I play FIFA 2003. That was my first FIFA with my god brother. Yeah, sometimes I play alone lah. Then I play this game, this roller skating game called Jet Set Radio. But it's like I don't know. These 2 games are quite fun to me. Like 3-4 years old. Then I remember I used to be addicted to it. Right. Then my parents called me for lunch and dinner. Right. Then I didn't like respond to them. Then my father caned me. I remember for being addicted to video games. That one I specifically remember. After that, I got a DS. Then play some more FIFA and all the other games. Then got one time I come up to my father's office, right? Then suddenly he played PSP, then like yeah, he played PSP in front of me. Then I say, how come you get this PSP? I don't know. Then after that, he just like secretly keep away. Then wherever he go work, right? Then I just like secretly play. Then after PSLE, I just took control of it. Then I play with my friend lah. He's my friend's mother, right? Somehow them tokong in downloading games for PSP. She can download like free games like electronically lah. Instead of like getting the card. Yeah. Crack games. So I used to play like GTA, Vice City Stories with my friends. Yeah. Then the PSP days. Oh yeah. Liberty City Story. Yeah. The LCS and VCS lah. The stories. The saga lah. Yeah, that's what I played with my friend in during PSLE. After that, phone wise, my first phone was in P5. So it was sorry, P4 or P5. 2010, 2011. It's a HTC
Was it a dumb
Wildfire.
phone?
Sorry?
Was it a dumb phone?
Smartphone.
Smartphone.
Yeah.
Already smartphone now. Wow.
Yeah. But okay, if you're talking about like phones in general, that's not my first phone. The Nokia, of course, the keypad, those kind is my first lah. But then
Yeah.
if you are talking about this era, then it's smartphone lah. So that was in 2010, 2011. Then it was HTC Wildfire, a very small one. Then I remember I used to download a lot of music on it. Those 2010 pop songs like
How do you
Kesha,
download your music?
crack lor,
Like
everything
like
crack.
computer and stuff, like plugging it in.
No, got the last time got the MP3 app, MP3 download app. Then you just search. Yeah.
That's
Throwbacks, yeah, we talk about this. That's like 10, no, oh my god, I almost say 20 years ago. 10, 11 years ago. Then, I got newer phones lah. But so far, I got in 2013 or 2014, I got a Nexus 5. It's a Google phone, LG Google phone.
Yeah.
Then,
But
by then, I don't have any more gaming consoles like PSP and Nintendo. I completely I think it's
Lost
spoiled or I lost touch with it or spoiled or something like that lah. But I never play lah. So I play my games on the phone lah. Then gradually come NS, I got my hand me down phones from my father lah. I didn't buy lah. It's all hand me down from my father. Then games wise, I phase it out. I mean in NS we play PUBG, right? But that was through my iPad. Yeah, I bought the iPad as well for gaming. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But then after being bored of gaming, right? Then I use my iPad for reading. Yeah, I still do now lah. Then phone, in terms of gaming on the phone, right? I completely stopped already. And yeah, that's about it lah. Computer, I would say maybe like 1 or 2 games last time. FIFA lah. But then now that I bought a computer like 2 years ago, I do sometimes play games from during NS till now, but very little and very rarely. But it's mostly for school. Yeah. Sorry.
What games are you currently playing?
Okay, I wouldn't say currently, but last time I was playing FIFA. I was playing Football Manager, a lot of football games, a lot of FPS games. But now I've phased out already lah, cause all schoolwork and researching for my our podcast and my dropshipping store. But that's about it. That's my gadget use lah till today.
And just wanna put a link to Jones' shipping store. It's called
Togetherness. TGT.
Togetherness.
Yeah, it's Togetherness. TGT then NESS.com.
What was the story behind the Togetherness?
So my plan was to sell tangible items or solutions that both male and female can use. So in the spirit of togetherness lah. Yeah, so both can use lah. But once the website is live, then I will publicize again. But right now it's in maintenance mode, so can prepare for it. Maybe like one plus, yeah. But then we put it out there first, market first, like a teaser, you know. Yeah.
Teaser.
Yourself, your gadget use?
Okay, so it all started with Game Boy. I mean, before that we had my cousins. They'll let me play the Xbox and like the first gen, and we played like the Gran Turismo something something about driving and then there's like Godzilla. We also played Godzilla and Halo. Yeah, Halo was like one of the.
I've never played Halo until like secondary school, yeah. Then I played
was
my
it
friend.
fun?
Yeah, it was fun. My friend also had a identical Xbox. Then I remember got like 4 split screens, 4 people play. Yeah.
I remember that you have like 2 different controllers and then you just 2 to 4 controllers and you plug in the same system and then you just
correct.
That was like the times until they like put on like the emphasis for multiplayer, like online.
Online lah, yeah.
It kind of like faded out, like the fun of playing co-op is like, you know.
Right.
But if you're talking about it's not really totally out because we have systems like the Switch and I mean the fun is still there, but yeah, it isn't the same anymore. Anyways, so yeah. Besides that, will be my first gadget will be the Game Boy. It was like the PSP looking kind of like Game Boys.
Is it the flip one or okay. The
It's
PSP,
like the
okay.
PSP one. That was the Game Boy, and then like as years passed, like I didn't really like I wanted the flip one because it looks like I mean I didn't know why I wanted the flip one. It just looks more like more nice. Like it felt nicer. Like I kind of felt jealous with my cousins.
I think it's smaller and like more portable.
Portable,
and,
yes,
and,
yes.
and at the point of time was trendy, right? I see a lot
Yeah.
of the flip ones.
Yeah. And I remember like when I used to like go out and you know like play with my Game Boy. I used to have this fanny pack like at my and I would store all my Game Boy cartridges inside. I remember.
Guess, yeah.
Hey, the Rock used a fanny pack. Okay?
Actually, I have this is a fanny pack. Yeah, but then I sling at the side lah, not the.
That's a sling
Not
lah.
the
That's
what
not
lah.
a fanny pack.
But
A fanny
okay
pack.
lah, same design. No, but instead of like putting on my waist, there I put like here on my body. But yeah, I can.
Yeah,
I
Batman also used a fanny pack. Okay, if you think of it.
think Andrew Tate also used.
Yeah, even him.
But he put at the back. He put at the back, not the front.
But yeah, then I remember there was this time at the airport. I was from the Philippines going to Singapore, back to Singapore, and I had this fanny pack like around me. Then the security guard said, "What's inside this fanny pack?" Like it's very typical it's very suspicious with the fanny pack because it looks freaking big. And I remember it's like bigger than my hands. And then
shit.
he checked. Oh, I thought it was a gun.
Wait,
No,
how old are
that's
you?
not
How
the
old are you?
It was 4. It was
Okay.
4 years. 6 years old.
So he thinks you carry gun at 6 years old.
I mean, you got to like realize like how adults use kids to carry their own
Oh
to
shit.
smuggle their own shit like guns. Like I've seen it before on the news and stuff, and
Oh,
it happens so that's why they were like very
meticulous
suspicious.
about it. Okay. Yeah.
So then yeah they all were laughing and then because they stopped me for a while. It was like a bit very a very long while. Like he's asking me about questions. Like he even placed the all the cartridges on the whole tray to like scan. Yeah. It was a bomb because like it's like very portable and stuff. And
Yeah.
like he didn't know about all these like controllers and
Tech,
stuff,
yeah.
like, gadgets and stuff. So yeah, then after that was like you know about the like let's say if you don't have anything, right, like as a kid you ask your parents for your the gadgets, like for example I mean, can I have your phone? I'll play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will always play their Nokias and Motomotors.
Oh, you got play the Nokia game, the ball, that one.
The ball one, the red ball.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's the classic. That's the classic.
That was the best game.
Yeah.
Like even though there were some levels I couldn't like.
Ah.
I still play with
memories.
it. Oh, freaking memories, man.
Holy
Then there was like a snake game, and then I remember there's this like Need for Speed kind of game where it's like 2D.
Mm.
Then you
Yeah.
just drive.
Yes.
And that was like one of the games that's very fun.
Mm.
Then there was Tetris and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, then Game Boy. For the Game Boy, my favorite games was the
Pokemon?
it was Mario Kart. I remember.
Wait,
Mario Kart.
on the Game Boy or DS?
Yeah, Game Boy.
Game Boy?
Game Boy.
Mario Kart on
Yeah.
the Game Boy?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They-
I thought only on
yeah,
DS.
No, cause they don't have the analog stick. It's just the D-pad button
Oh.
and then the A B. that's all you need to play the game. And also the left right button as well. And yeah, and oh yeah, don't judge me on this, but I used to play what call it, Dora.
I'm not judging because I don't know how it works. I don't know how Dora the game is.
The storylines
It's like
is
what?
interesting. Yeah, I kind of like the storyline because like it's not just one like jump all these kind of things that to avoid. It's very like that was my first game that I actually completed.
Is it like adventure game lah?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 3 was one of the
Ah.
yes.
Then the Dora one, the swiper suddenly come out.
No lah.
Swiper, no swiping.
I don't think it works that way. I think you have to like the snake lah. You don't you like avoid it, so you just jump.
Oh. Then the Spider-Man one. I think Spider-Man is a classic.
Spider-Man is like you fight all these you have to do like combos and stuff. Like I found it, including the what do you call this? You also get to swing around and stuff and fight like enemies like Venom, kind of thing. Yeah, Sandman. Yeah. Then so going back to the phones, other than that, yeah, I also used to download songs through Bluetooth like from my cousin because I don't know how to full crack version thing yet. So I will ask my cousin and my elder cousin, and then I was asking him to download songs on my phone. Like it's typically the WWE theme songs.
Okay. like Triple H, Motorhead. Yeah. Typical. Then
he would transfer through Bluetooth. And then he would like tease me, and then he's like, cancel. And then I was like, yo, what? I will react in such a way. Yeah, it was we call this defining in my childhood with my cousins. And then oh yeah, we also had this like I still remember this, like we would like after church while we're waiting for our parents to like leave the church, we would like play amongst ourselves, and we would lend the phones of our parents or maybe their phones, and then we would play this game where you know like the gun sounds like on YouTube, right? They would download it and put it on the phone.
Okay, yeah.
And then they would like hide building, and then they will play the thing to like fire. And then, it was damn fun. Like though you can't really tell that you're shot. It was still fun to play with those kind of thing. And
like simulate the sound.
Yeah, it was very simple back then. Not like now, right? You're like, if you got shot, that kind of thing, then you get triggered.
Yeah.
You
all play at the church.
Yeah, like that's like after the service, and the church was freaking big. I mean, not big, but big enough for us to like have those kinds of to play catching and stuff, that kind of thing. Hey, don't get me wrong though. Like that was like not the main purpose why we go to church, but it was like one of the few factors that why we go to church.
Yeah, it's like mommy, I want to go church. Then like why? Then like I want to play gun. Oh, church your playground. Oh, you sin.
Yes.
Sinner.
Hey, it's after church, so don't get me wrong. It's like not during the church, but like after the church.
But it's still church.
Yeah, but like, what do you think you're supposed to do? Like sit down there and like wait for further instructions? Do you think it's like NS?
Rush to wait to rush. It's like you in camp. You must be disciplined. You wear the uniform, must be disciplined.
We were 5-year-olds and 8-year-olds, man. Like you can't really say that.
A waste of human flesh.
It's better than being stuck to just like a device. Like now kids nowadays, like they are just stuck with their own devices. Correct. Like it's better to have some interactions.
So you're saying you and your cousins playing with gun sounds is much better than the kids on their glued to their phones in church. Nice. What an analogy.
No. I mean, we don't. it was just like a small phase of us like playing, but it's either like cause we have nothing to do ma, we just play catching or that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not really like a gadget kind of like um we don't really use gadgets like during church. It was a phase that like it was just a small phase that we did for a couple of weeks. After that, nothing much. But anyways, yeah. Okay. Moving on. I want to move on because like I
You
just want to
sin.
adjust that I was not a
Devout Christian at that point of time. Yeah. Now you've atoned for your sins and you have matured. So
I have received enlightenment. That's what's important.
yes.
Anyways, so then I had the PSP. It was a very late stage. That I got my PSP. I got my PSP. I think 2010 when my cousins were all having their own device, like their own Xboxes, like PS3. Like I feel like I was the latest one to like have those kinds of gadgets. Because like we weren't really uh we didn't really grow up with technology, and it was just like TV, and then playing downstairs, like down the playgrounds that were available, and like all these like outdoor activities, like we were exposed to that rather than having those gadgets in the house. So yeah, it was a very let's say how do you say that, very traditional kind of like growing up. So yeah, so I grew up with Kids Central, Octo kind of thing. We didn't really have cable. We didn't really have the option of having cable. We only have cable only when, like for example, if one of our cousins like moved my place, we watch like their own cables and stuff. And yeah, that was like the times where I'll be exposed to different medias. And then as I grew up, I think I my first phone was also a Nokia, but it was like the very old kind of Nokia. It was a Nokia 3310. Like
Not
it was like
familiar. Is it brick phone?
it, it was a brick phone. Yeah, I mean not really a brick phone. It had like a shell casing, and then it's very hard for it to be spoiled. I've dropped it a couple of times, and it's still alive lah. And I mean not live today lah, but like it
Back then lah. Yeah,
back
it
then
was rugged lah, rugged casing.
very rugged,
Yeah.
casing. Then after that, it was like the hand me downs from my cousins. Like my I didn't really I didn't really consider this to be my first phone, but my cousin lent me his iPhone 4. Is it iPhone 4 or iPhone 5? I don't know, but he lent me his phone. I it kind of became like kind of like my phone because like it feels like mine but it's not mine it's my cousin. So I like after a few months I actually did like return it back. So after that it was my dad's iPhone 4, I think. Yeah, but it wasn't mine also. I just lent it and stuff. And all these gadget exposure were like all like from it's not I own one. It's either my father owned or my cousin owned it. So yeah. Then after PSLE, I actually did quite good. So my dad rewarded me with an Xbox 360.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was I mean by that time really we really have like Xbox One and PlayStation 4 because it was kind of late lah. So although I was like one gen late, I still appreciated my Xbox 360. I bought a lot of like when PS4 games were like becoming more so-called like more popular and stuff, like, and then the prices of the Xbox 360 were all going down. I got my chance to like buy all those very popular games when those previous games came out. Like for example, NBA, like all the previous gen of NBA, and then WWE. I used to play those kinds of things. Then what else? Basically whatever I can find lah. Yeah. Uh, then after that a year later, I think I owned my first smartphone, which was a um, Sony Xperia. I think it was a Z or M2.
Oh, is it the flip one?
Oh no, it isn't the flip one. It's just the normal you know those very long Sony
Oh, okay. Then got the 3 button, is it? I think
three
one
button.
one or 2 button. I forgot
Like it
about.
displays on the screen, but it's not like it displays on the screen, but it's not like the physical buttons itself.
I must have confused with the Xperia Play, because there was one phone where
Oh,
you can
yeah.
flip. You call
And
the
then you
step
can
and you
play
flip.
game.
Yeah, you can play. Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
that
yeah.
phone. Solid, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You can play.
yeah.
Can
Have
play
you
games
seen
lah. Enjoy it.
the,
Sorry?
the actual? Have you seen one before?
Yeah, I have.
Like
I've seen.
ever?
Yeah.
So it was
But that was
double.
damn long ago. Yeah. It's mainly to
That-
play your Android games lah, like those racing ones from like Game Loft or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, memories. Yeah. I also remember I had a Wii. Well, how can I forget? I had a
Oh yeah.
Wii. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. I had a Wii in
Yeah.
my primary school days. So I
Wow.
play typical. I play FIFA, Mario Kart, and WWE as well. Yeah.
Bro, you know how much I wanted to get a Wii?
How much?
Like,
Like you dead on wanted it.
dude, my parents had to condition me, say if you get this certain score, I'll get a Wii. Then I'm like, okay. Then I tried my best, and then like I was so far away from my goals.
Okay. So is it your like PSLE score where you get like this
I
score?
know it wasn't my PSLE score. It was my I think primary 4.
Okay.
Like, based on my primary 4 exams, and I didn't do well, so my chance nothing. So I didn't get the Wii, because I was like, I went to a friend's house, and he had a Wii, and I was just like so like, you're so cool that I can freaking
Yeah. And you play
Sports
Wii Sports
fight.
everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Tennis,
dude, like you-
soft fight, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the best. Like I feel like that was like the best game I could ever own. Like something that you can physically do.
Yeah.
Like there's something to do, and then this is why I bought the Xbox 360 Kinect version. So I did
Okay.
that. So
To
I
make
felt
up
like
lah.
it was, to make up the like what I didn't have lah.
But
Then-
if I may ask, did you when you got your PSLE score, right? Did you get to choose your reward, or your parents just bought you the 360?
I think it was like like we had a conversation of what like what I want, and like this was like way before PSLE, and then like I feel like my parents really wanted me to like excel in this PSLE because it's very like education defining kind of thing, and so they asked they had this plan. So every weekend I'll be studying with my mom, and my mom is usually the one tutoring me, because like most of my tutors gave up on me because I'm really that playful.
Wow.
Then
Okay. You and me both.
right.
Right. Yeah. Can relate.
I was a very playful kid, so I think if me and you met at that time, we would have been best friends.
Yeah, I think it would. But at the point of time, I think I already secondary school, and then you still in primary school.
Yeah.
Right, but I still was quite playful.
Yeah, I think I'm so playful like right now. Like you saw me in NS, right? Like how
Yeah. Definitely.
how active.
No, but in terms of like you know when to play, you know when to work. But I think back then both of us like don't know when to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why both of us ended up in IT.
Then if I may ask, what's your PSLE score?
What was my PSLE score?
Yeah.
169.
Serious? Oh. And that got you Xbox 360.
Yeah. yeah, cause I was in foundation class. Yeah, I was like one of the last few classes. Like I was doing really terrible. Sorry.
It's alright. So it's like your parents see it as a, like improvement lah. So that's why
A
they
great
got you.
improvement actually, because
Yeah, that's
I
good.
got
That's good.
awards and stuff like
Oh
during.
yeah.
Like, they would like display awards like excellence award and kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
yeah, most improved, that kind of thing.
Ah
Outstanding. Yeah,
yeah.
those awards, and they were like, wow, that's so proud of it. So proud of you. Then
Not bad huh?
yeah, but then uh there was one point where like after I got all my results, like my father didn't want me to get the Xbox 360 because he knows that it's going to kill me because like the discipline that I have with gadgets.
Mm.
Yeah, so but then he still end up buying because like I feel like he feels like I deserved it. So yeah, thanks to him, I got that. So yeah, after I got my Sony phone, they knew I didn't have the capacity to like be able to
Play game.
um discipline myself.
Oh. Right.
So and my grades were like affecting it. Like I think the worst grade I ever had was my maths, and it was like 7 out of 100. It was that bad. Yeah, I was like very uninterested in school. Like gladly I didn't grow up I didn't grew up with being a gangster and stuff. Like I didn't have those kinds of influences. Um, but then like my influence on is basically after school go home play games. That's it. Like I didn't care about homework and stuff. Like I would always like um I would always ask my friend to like not ask my friend to help me do lah, but like to share his answers, and then I'll just
Oh.
copy. That kind.
At this point of time was secondary school.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Oh, bring
Then
down here already. Yeah.
yeah. What comes up must come down.
That's
I'm
what
just
she said.
joking. Anyways, uh, then like we had this intervention. So they took away my phone, and then during the June holidays, I would end up what do you call this doing all those books that you can buy from Popular,
Mm.
those remedial books, and then you just like you just practice there lah.
Mm.
And to be honest, I didn't really benefit from it lah. Like all those books, because like I feel like my attention span was very limited, and then like the books were like really boring, those kinds of. But the only thing I actually enjoyed was like composition writing, and like I get to make like I get to be creative at least. So yeah, I think that's about it. Then after those intervention, they like found some like improvement. So they gave me like a hand me down phone, because by then already I think technology requires us to have a phone, because like WhatsApp and stuff, and like you have your class, right? So yeah, and then I think after 2 years, I finally gotten like my first iPhone, but it was a hand me down also. It was from my mom, so it was an iPhone SE, if I'm not wrong, the first generation. Yeah, I was really like, even though it wasn't like those iPhone 8, iPhone 7, those mainstream like the main phones, I was very appreciative of this iPhone SE, because like this iPhone SE, though it doesn't feel such like the premium quality
Mm.
that you find from others, like it's still an iPhone, you know.
Yeah.
You get to experience the
The user
system.
interface lah. Yeah.
Yes, the user interface was very like huge, and like I really wanted it, and yeah, I was like, I still remember how I got it. So I was telling my dad about this classmate I have that has an iPhone 8. I think it was like the plus, the very big one.
Mm.
And then like, wow, like she has the red version, like the iPhone. And then like my dad was like, you want? Then I'm like, yeah, but then I don't feel like I'm worthy. Then but then he saw like improvement with my results and like my interest in like having good grades. So he said, okay, you can have my mom, you can have mom's the iPhone SE. So I was like very happy and it didn't matter that I had a hand me down phone and also I had so called a lesser version of the
Yeah, of
lesser the
yeah,
less
it's a
less
lesser model of iPhone 8 lah,
yes,
but still iPhone nonetheless lah.
yes, it's still an
Yeah.
iPhone. So yeah, then after that during my IT days I didn't really have much interest in video games. Like I actually stopped playing my Xbox like right after my N levels because like I didn't really have a bad score, but um, it was very disappointing for me lah. Cause like it was my first exam where it was all on me and like no one's like helping me and stuff. It's just like totally based on how I work, and it was very disappointing because like I put a lot of effort in it, and then there were a lot of stresses that um kind of affecting me as well. And then so uh yeah, so then after that into IT I got my like second own phone, which was a Samsung. It was a Samsung 8 star. It was like as big as the iPhones today. And though I haven't kind of like experienced the Samsung interface, but what I liked about it was its what do you call this? I can download all those third party apps and stuff, and you can like download songs from the internet, unlike the iPhones, where you uh need to manually download it from the computer, plug it in into your phones. Then yeah, because we didn't really have Spotify, uh, all those subscription based apps back then. Even Netflix, you used to watch it on um like those 1 2 3 movies and all this kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Then
yeah.
yeah, then after that IT I got hooked with CS:GO. Like I was pretty hooked on it, but then I wasn't that good lah. Just that I was pretty hooked with the game itself.
Wait, what
Then
game?
CS:GO,
Oh,
Counter Strike.
CS:GO. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
CS. Okay.
it was a very fun game for me lah. And I played it with my classmate. And yeah, I think by the time really like I neglected my physical health, so everything just went down. Then yeah, then after I just stopped playing CS:GO. Then after that, the Samsung my Samsung phone, I didn't really use it that much unless it's like YouTube and all those kinds of things. But other than that, it was like an ordinary phone. Like I didn't pay much attention to it, though it was like a smartphone. Then ITE after ITE was NS. So NS I decided like when I had my first salary, I was like I really need something for myself, like something I actually wanted, something I actually like wanted since back then, which was the iPhone, like the latest model of the iPhone, and also the top one, the top model for the iPhone. Because like, I never had this experience of having a phone based on like what I worked on. So
Ah.
I think was uh okay. So one factor that led me to buying this iPhone was IPPT. So if I actually never got gold, I would never have this phone. But then one month earlier, before the IPPT, I said I'm seriously gonna get this. I'm seriously gonna get this gold. So I just bought the iPhone itself.
Bro.
And yeah,
And then,
but yeah, I
but you
actually
got
did.
gold, right?
Yeah, I got gold for that. It was like I think second year and then I bought my first iPhone. Yeah, it was very rewarding. Like
Oh, okay.
though
So
it
that's what
wasn't
motivated you lah to get the phone.
it's the IPT and the one to get the most premium phone
Ah,
that's ever
no
in
wonder.
the
Ah. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
definitely, as you said, it was motivating.
Yeah,
Right.
truly was. Then I think the iPhone was like the best choice I could ever make for myself. Cause like not only that it was a reward, it was also a sort of a motivating factor that actually kept me on pushing. Because like let me just sleep.
Did you get like all emotional talking about
No.
technology?
It was just very. I just woke up and then I drank a lot of water, so it's kind of acting up. So
I don't know,
yeah,
like to the viewers and listeners, like I'll be like, wow, Sam talking about technology quite like emotional, eh?
no lah, bruh. Okay, so um, yeah, I think that's what motivated me to like struggle and stuff
Yeah.
like the uh it was more accurate and like I think that like pushed me to doing like 10 clicks, doing 10 clicks, like a lot of 10 clicks, and then yeah, like I just enjoyed this phone like a lot, and I think it will last a very long time because of the like how well I'm using it.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's just my experience with gadgets so far. Yeah. Can't believe we talk about our gadgets.
Yeah. About 40 minutes talking about gadget use. Holy shit, bro. Listening the whole way, listening to your story.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Okay. Next question. I need next question.
Yeah.
Do you feel that video games is like, not as exciting as it used to be?
Yeah, it's definitely not. Because, I don't know, I think it's just because we grew up, then we matured, then we got a lot more responsibilities.
Mm.
So we got other ways of escaping from stress other than video games. Now that we are like more knowledgeable on the
The effect,
damaging effects, yeah. Then we relieve stress by like working out and reading, doing more productive stuff lah.
self improvement.
Yeah,
Like
but
we
correct lah, self improvement lah. But then if self improvement aside, right? If actually recently I tried to like play games for a while. I mean, okay lah, it was enjoyable for like 30 minutes lah. After that, like boring, cause I know I play before mah. Then
yeah.
there's no like a sort of a rewarding system, and then other friends also so busy, so like no point playing.
Yeah.
I think why we play video games when we were younger is cause also of our friends, like how we play online, and how when our friends come over, we connect the Wii and Xbox together and play FIFA, Halo, all that together. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's not as fun as it used to. Yeah.
Like all of us like grown.
Yeah.
Like
Do you feel the same way?
yeah, actually do. Because like I feel like maturity has a lot of impact with how we see things and like our perspectives and now our like our interests as well. And um we for my view of for my view of games, like now I'm just like the reason why I play games is to like attain some sort of like um craving, because like I actually do have some cravings with for example driving. Like I actually do love like the act of driving, and I really love the feel of
Like the thrill lah.
driving. So I bought Need for Speed Heat like just recently for like from Steam for a very reasonable price.
Ah.
Yeah, uh it's very like whenever I play games, I kind of like control myself with the time,
Yeah.
and once I've actually reached a satisfactory level, I would stop lah. But yeah, that's like basically the point of why I actually still play games as well. But it's not as exciting.
Mm.
I would say it's not exciting. Um, but yeah, I would see a lot of trailers online about new games and stuff, and of course I'll be excited, but it's more like the practicality
Yeah,
of
correct.
and there's no purpose of why I should actually buy this, and like
Yeah,
if because like money for us is like very we don't
valuable.
really we don't really splurge it out
Mm.
just out of nowhere, just for no reason.
Yeah,
There should be like a reason of why you're spending this much of money. You get back the money that you actually spent on. So yeah, there's definitely some value that you should put on your stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, that's it with this exciting part of the video games and stuff. So
Right, I also got
uh,
the same notion as you.
yeah,
In terms of the price, right? Wow, the new games come out like got one Jedi Fallen Order, the Star
yeah,
Wars
yeah.
game. That one coming out I think next year. This damn exciting. I almost completed the first one, but I didn't finish it because got spiders, so I scared lah. Then rather other new games that both our computer can handle. But the thing is right,
Yeah.
the price is damn it puts
X
us off like $80+.
$80.
Must wait until sale to like buy. Even I want to play the Spider-Man PC remastered, but also cannot because it's that expensive. Then I actually like you just now you mentioned before you got your iPhone you sort of you set your goal, you get IPPT gold first. That's your goal,
Yeah.
right? After you get the iPhone.
Yeah.
But then in a way you got
That's
your iPhone first lah. But you still set a
yeah.
goal nonetheless lah. So I also
Yeah.
set a goal for myself. I'm in love with Football Manager. I
Yeah.
actually as I said before, I bought the 2023 version, this year's one, but then because I didn't want to waste my time playing games, so I refunded it lah. But then I told myself, okay, next year, because this year's iteration, the new features were quite lacking, so I was hoping maybe 2024 the features were quite
Improve.
exciting, improve and exciting for the fans So I told myself, okay, next year because I already graduating in 2024, so the game comes out in like November. So I say, okay, buy Football Manager 2024 when you graduate. That's gonna be my reward. Yeah, and also by that time I would probably save up quite a sum of money lah. I also recently I got our $700 GST rebate from government. So like, wow, okay, quite a substantial amount to spend lah. But then the thing is, why spend on games? You know, that money I can spend on improving my website, improving other aspects lah of life. Yeah. So I think mostly, I think half of it is the dying down of the excitement of playing games, but the other half is now the monetary, the finances wise, it's really damn expensive to buy games now.
Mm.
Yeah.
I actually do have one tip for spending, and is to judge it if you can buy it like if you can buy it I think if you can buy it 100 times.
Really?
If you can buy it 100 times and you won't feel anything,
Mm.
then by all means go and buy it. But
That's
if you
true.
can't, yeah, which is the negative impact of me buying an iPhone. It's even if it's just one iPhone, like it impacted me somewhat because it was a huge chunk of money, and it was like a huge chunk of my savings as well, and which was my NS and stuff. And but yeah, that's just one thing I learn about buying all these technology, all these tech. So yeah, but yeah, that's about it. Okay, next question. Do you think kids can be violent when they play games like GTA?
I think it depends, because if you play excessively, okay, let's say you sleep 7-8 hours and then the rest of the time you play games, then most likely you will be negatively impacted by it lah. Then you feel that this game is like real life, because as we progress through the years, the graphics get more and more realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah, then you feel
Yes.
like, what, this is them, like real life lah, close to real life lah, like simulator. Then after you feel like, okay, let's in GTA, right, because we control the character, you can hijack car, kill people, all that. I think younger kids will feel like, wow, yeah, I can do this in real life. You know what I mean? So then they go like commit all these crimes, and yeah,
Like the
I
conscience
think
there already,
yeah,
because kind of killed it.
yeah, but it feels like so much like real life. So that if I can control the character that does all these crimes, then why not I should be able to do it, what? Then
Yeah.
that's how kids fall into the trap, lah. Because kids' minds are like very malleable, right?
Terrible,
They
yes.
don't know right from wrong, mah.
Mm.
So they do this, lah. I think they're quite susceptible. The older ones probably won't be, lah, because they know like it's entertainment. They're like,
Yeah.
if they come home, they feel stressed out, they feel anger, they try to vent it in the game itself, lah. I think younger
Then it's
kids will
a
be,
positive.
yeah.
It's a positive thing, huh?
That
Yeah.
that's the
That's why.
that's
That's
the
why
that's
they
the
have.
positive thing about game, lah. But negative,
Mm.
if younger kids play, then I don't think they will know right from wrong. Yeah.
I mean, that's why they have limits, like the age limit of playing games.
Yeah,
And
correct.
I feel like even though it's like very uh what do you call this, like very bad for the like so far like bad news for the kids, right? Um, it actually has a purpose of why this kinds of implementations of limits is existing, correct? And um I actually wouldn't recommend getting GTA for like the
Mm.
younger kids out there, because like I mean that's for me, like I wouldn't cause based on my experience, like I think it made some like impact, like for what you said, like the conscience thing, like the effects on the conscience of a kid
Mm.
would definitely be more memorable. So
Yeah.
that's why you wouldn't influence in this kinds of uh like you wouldn't influence the moral values, like the moral values that goes behind the game
Yeah.
into the kid. So
Correct.
yeah, you you want to do these kinds of things, so yeah, for
Yep.
me, I don't necessarily think that it's influence, like, the influence is very like it makes kids violent. I don't think so, because it's I mean it's possible to influence, but very highly unlikely, because like there's a lot of like other factors that are much more influential. Like for example, if you're talking about like um violence at home, you know, I think that's more influential. Like that would actually build up this like moral thinking that, oh, I slapped my wife, it's good to hurt people, that kind of thing. Like, oh, I curse at home. Oh, it's very it's I think cursing is good. I think cursing is like the best thing I could ever like do to a person. Like anything that happens at home is very more is the most influential uh, uh thing that could impact a child. So um you would actually like moderate. You're supposed to like at home as a father or a parent or a brother. uh even though a brother is not as high as a father, you still have a role to raise. I mean, even yourself, yeah, your role is to to be the most idealistic person that you could ever be.
Mm.
And
Correct.
um yeah, so the influence and stuff really it really starts at home. So yeah. um okay, so next question. Okay, I'm just gonna move a question here, so it'll be like kind of like matching. So uh okay, actually, you know what? Let me just stick to what's been planned, because I don't think it's that matching. Okay, so um, how long do you think you should be exposed to gadget use?
Long in terms of like day to day basis.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Um.
It is
Wow. I would say
like the average amount of
I think 1 or 2 hours enough already.
1 or 2 hours.
Yeah. Uh.
Okay,
Okay. Hard to say. If you mean
is
video game, maybe 1.5 hour at most two.
okay.
Social media use like 1 2 hour can already. So maybe in total like 3 or 4 lah. Yeah,
Mhm.
but if you try to spread out
Very
long,
subjective. It's
yeah,
very
very
subjective.
subjective. I'm saying in a point of view where it's me, where I
Yeah.
rarely play games, rarely and I don't have social media. But
Mm.
in terms of average person, yeah, about 3 to 4 hours. But also
Uh,
the unhealthy habit is right is people when they wake up right, then they immediately check their phones and browse social media.
it's a very
I think that's the
unhealthy.
unhealthy. Yeah.
It's yeah, and I'm also actually struggling with it, like checking on my social media and stuff. Cause like um, it's like a habit that I developed through the years of like it's like
Mm.
going on Instagram. It's one of the negative effects on, on having social media, and but yeah uh I actually do have this. I mean, it's not really an app. It's a function that iPhone has, which is screen time,
Mm.
and it's really very like I said, the iPhone is like I feel like their functions are really intuitive and like very easy to use and stuff. And like there's a lot of things that goes around this iPhone. So screen time is what I use to keep me in check, and um, and I realized that. I'm using my phone like my gadgets like a lot, and I'm talking about like a whole day, like 12 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm using. I mean that was like the longest time I've used but now it's the average amount of time I use in a day is around up to 8 hours. Yeah, up to 8 hours. This also is your research and stuff and all those kinds of
Mm.
things. So it's kind of, not say it's an excuse, but it's so for like justifiable lah. And for the length wise of when of like how long you should be exposed is depending on like your lifestyle. So if your lifestyle really depends on, for example, uh using your phone and using your gadgets, then sure, by all means you can
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't if you don't really have nothing to do with technology, then you can try to avoid it lah. And certain limit, like for example, you can cut your limits to like for example 15% each week. It's like progressive thing lah. Cause like
Mm.
if you are going straight to not using your phone at all, it's very unsustainable. And in this podcast we don't really, in this podcast we don't really advise unsustainable like decisions. So uh, it's much more better if you would stick to decreasing your amount of phone usage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fully
So
agree with you. Like okay, if your job requires you to review technology lah,
yeah, social
research
media.
market research, then yeah lah, that's your job lah. But if you're like student, you're supposed to study. Yeah, one thing is research, but then if you got nothing to do, then try not to waste so
The
much time on
priority is
social
wise lah.
media. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, our world is over the past 5 years has been like technological,
Mm.
savvy. Almost everything is tech, so like very hard to
Yeah.
escape. So you must be very choosy on what you want to pay attention on and what you can
Mm.
omit in
Yes.
your life. Yeah.
I think in general I think this whole technology thing is such a huge advantage for us, because like not only that we get to negative learn on the negative impacts of technology, but we also get to like um sort of gauge on like how do we control like our 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 use of gadgets, uh like for the future. Like for example, if we have kids, like we get to like understand like, oh, what's all these like technologies that like the technologies available for, like the purpose of it, and we
Mm.
kind of like understand the use of why you have these things. But yeah, um I think it's like majorly like beneficial for us, even though it has some certain bad apples of it lah. So
Mm.
yeah. um so we are going towards social media. Going towards the topic of social media. So, what do you think are the advantages of the concept of social media?
I think you can market yourself
Okay.
with very either close to nothing in terms of budget So in terms of okay, let's say I want to market my store, I can do it for free instead of or either pay ads instead of buying like a space on newspaper or billboard ads. So it's much more, and everyone's almost technologically savvy. So in just an instant, I can just publicize and make myself known. Everything
It also
everything is like
means,
viral lah. It's viral lah. So I can
yeah,
make like 10-second viral video, and then like maybe next day millions of people will see it depending on how viral it is. Compared to like the olden days, it like takes very long time to get yourself
the
known lah.
newspaper also
Yeah.
very it's very hard to see like the very hard to like gain attraction with the just one piece of space
Yeah,
kind of
with
thing.
newspaper, with ads, and the topic of jobs as well. Last time we see our family or in shows, whenever there's a job advertisement on newspaper, they be like circle each one. After that, go to
Yeah,
the job. After that, if this one didn't work out, then they cancel. But right now we got LinkedIn. So LinkedIn
yeah.
as a it's like a social media lah. But then its function is to connect with business people and people in your industry lah. There's also a jobs function where you can search up for potential job openings as well. So that's like a free way for companies to advertise their job openings lah, instead of spending money on advertisements on newspaper and TV and billboards. Yeah. So I guess the advantages of using social media and technology is in terms of how fast they process information, and how cheap we can advertise ourselves and all the things that we're doing, publications. Uh, that's the only advantage I see. If you're talking about like non-professional wise, like if hang out with friends, then see what they're doing, then okay lah. But then it diminishes the friendship. Yeah, not say purpose, but it diminishes the friendships that you and your friends had previously. But
Oh,
because
when it
yeah,
wasn't there.
but because you're inclined into using social media, so it like defeats the feeling the feeling of camaraderie within friends.
This is actually very true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually miss the like. I mean, thanks to social media and stuff, we get to connect. But I honestly miss the times where it was like face to face, like we were going to camp and stuff, and like
Correct. Yeah.
the it's there's much more connection
Yeah.
to it.
The perfect example was during BMT. We went to Tekong, right? And
Yeah.
we suffered together, trained together, right? But then
Yeah, yeah.
6 months later, because of COVID, recruits did over Zoom, right? So there's no feeling, you know what I mean? There's no feeling of camaraderie in during PMT, in the army. That's one example lah. But if you do almost everything technologically, then it defeats the purpose of being together lah.
Do you think our society would allow things to fully like everything all in like would depend on social sorry would depend on technology for this kind of thing, for example like Zoom, like doing workouts in Zoom, like for NS boys. Do you think we would like want to that?
I think if it boils down to our culture, if we are willing to set aside technology and do stuff together face to face, then yeah. But then also, if Singapore as a whole, right, just decided to not prioritize technology, right? But what if other countries prioritize technology, like Zoom meetings and all that? I think because of COVID also, right? You also wouldn't want to, as sort of as a businessman or business person, you wouldn't want to travel to another country to go and meet a client, for example. You want to Zoom because it's more convenient, and I would say the other person also would prefer not to travel to Singapore and visit you lah, because of all this technology. But then it's hard to say if we as a culture do not assimilate with technology, that's fine. But then if other countries do assimilate with technology, right, then we have to keep up. So in the end, we cannot fully disregard technology. That's the, I won't say sad lah, but then that's how the world is going
towards
how the world is moving towards technology lah. Yeah, so even if you can go to the wilderness, completely cut off technology, the world around you still will change.
moves on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. For the advantages I see was like I think it speaks for everyone. Which is seeing unusual things. Like for example, you see like I know you would see it on the news, but what if the news kind of like filters that kind of things up, and you get to see the unseen side of what's happening around there. Like for example, uh, you know about the beheadings of the ISIS and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like it's been
That's quite long ago.
yeah
I don't know if it's still rampant now lah.
yeah, I mean it's kind of like available to us to see like the things that we don't see in news. So kind of have more sources, like more
Yeah.
sources can actually have like and then another thing is influence, because like, I feel like if you're just depending your sources based on TV on just like cable TV or anything that's traditional media would post, I think you wouldn't have much influence rather than you'd be like brainwashed into one source itself. So yeah, so I think inspiration would be like effector, because there's like a huge effect on like inspiration, because like everybody's watching the same thing, and like you're in just one like into one focus, which is the news and whatever's going on, whatever the media is trying to say that what's going on around all the world is very so-called uh, magnified lah. We don't really see the full picture of what's going on. So I think that's one of the greatest advantages on why we have this kinds of social media. And yeah, so okay. A question for you, Jones. As someone who does not use social media apps, because you say that you don't have any Instagram, any
No.
Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit everything. But
Yeah,
I do have
how do
LinkedIn though.
Yeah,
LinkedIn lah, in the
it's very essential that you have LinkedIn.
yeah.
How do you keep up with the times without the total influence of mainstream media?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. Total influence from the mainstream media. Okay, I guess I would say I read. Okay, I won't say read, but I just casually browse through the world news and what's going on the newspaper, without.
Wouldn't that be called mainstream media?
Yeah, correct. But I don't as we mentioned in our previous episode, I don't absorb their opinions. I just see like the headlines. This is happening, and everything like that. Then I've maybe other events I would probably see on YouTube as well. Independent journalists, independent sources from other news agency as well, like Breitbart, Infowars. This kind
Would you also so you will like research about it besides YouTube?
I wouldn't say research. Okay, YouTube will just pop up. For my case, Breitbart and Infowars, I'll just like open the app and then just browse through what the news that's going on around the world lah. I don't really take much heed to it. I just want to know what the current events. Friends as well. I mean, if they talk about it, then I will like pay attention to it lah. But then I try not to. Other influencers, I try to like take a back seat and not know so much, unless it's really relevant to let's say my studies. I have to research for assignment, and maybe when it comes to party, I have to converse with other people. Yeah.
But don't you think it's much like as you've mentioned in the first episode, you're into business, right? Well, wouldn't like the the current events affect like the economy and such?
Yeah, that's true lah. But not in a way where I have to download Instagram and Facebook again just to see the news mah. If you're on the topic about social media. But
Yeah.
okay, my drop shipping store has an Instagram account, but it's very restricted to like marketing advertisement. I try to restrict myself. I don't want to like go to the explore page and see like Chiobu or something like that, you know what I mean. It's okay lah. That was us last time lah. But now I try to really take advantage of the actual purpose of social media in terms of marketing, getting the reach instead of sidetracking and doing other stuff that we're not supposed to do and see lah. So I guess back to the previous question, you cannot really shy away from technology 100%. You still have to use it, but then it depends on the individual whether you're disciplined enough to harness the advantages of social media. So when you asked about getting information from mainstream media, it's mostly just to see what the current events are. I know the political opinions are BS, so I just like I don't take heat from it. I just want to see what's going on, then so that I can research for assignment, research for my store. What are the things to avoid? What are the countries to avoid? Everything like that, and to converse with other people lah. Why that? Because I'm at home and if you're talking about conversation, it's not really like, oh, so what do you think of today's events, current events? I don't think you ask like someone that you just met to start a conversation lah. You just like talk about his or her life lah. So I just take a backseat on current events. It's good to know lah, but it's not like every day you must like think about it. Yeah.
Actually, a very good point.
But I've been surviving lah, you know. It's not a must to really have social media. Personally lah, business wise yes, personal no. Yeah. Do you feel like there are negatives towards social media?
Yeah, actually do. Actually recently, took all of the followers that I'm following. Yeah, the social media influencers. I unfollowed all of them in my main account, and I fully focused it onto like my friends and family and stuff, because I feel like I needed to be more exposed to what they think about, and like, you know, kind of like go into their some sort of their minds and stuff, like with what content they're watching and stuff. And not that I'm what do you call this, what is it, stalking, not to the point of stalking, but like kind of like see like, how are they kind of stuff. The new posts. Yeah.
So that's how you use sort of the advantage of social media lah. That's how you use it lah.
In the main account that I'm using, but in terms of like my public account, I will be following people who I think are very influential, like who I think aligns with my morals and stuff, which are not just morals and stuff, but like the work related, like for example Photoshop. I need to follow them because of like I need to know their updates and stuff, so that I could like use their app more like efficiently. And then there's also people like businessmen who kind of like know how to work, how to like build up your businesses and stuff. And then in physiological, psychological,
PSY
philosophical, yes.
Oh, philosophical.
Because the words all the same. Like to me, it's all the same.
Psychological, physiological, psychological. I already mentioned philosophical. Tongue twisters, yeah.
I would like follow all these kinds of things. Then I also follow the mental health things that evolves around mental health. Like for example, things that motivate you. In a sense, yeah.
So, will you say these are the reasons why you stay in
yeah,
social media?
yeah, and I will also like I'll also be exposed to uh the debates that's I mean this is not in Instagram or Facebook. It's on like YouTube. I will watch to expose myself with you know to help me learn how to speak through receptive communication kind of thing. Like you listen to a conversation and you you kind of like have the like mimic what they're saying, like how they are how they express themselves and stuff. And though I don't like agree with whatever they're saying, like the red pill blue pill debates,
Mm.
I actually gain like their like how they maneuver around the language and stuff, like how they communicate. And I think that's one of the reasons why I actually stayed, is to gain knowledge on how to communicate through receptive listen to receptive communication. To something receptive
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, correct.
uh yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that was like one of the first the few reasons why I stayed. Okay, another thing is to diversify the content, because like my field is all about media, like social, like my own course actually speaks multimedia arts, which is
Mm.
about something that you would see like on ads and stuff. So I would need to be inspired by different kinds of things that's happening around, and I would need to open I would need to open my mind towards looking on media, because like you can't really generalize, like in my field you can't really generalize media to be bad, because like media is very subjective. Like it can be bad, it can be good, but if you look it into into a lighter, to a in a lighter mood,
Mm.
um you would see all the media all very good. Like you wouldn't have much criticism about it. I mean, of course there'll be like some few bad notes, bad apples out there, but mostly all you see is inspiration, and you can get those kinds of things, and add it into your work. So yeah, um that's like that's like another thing. And then um actually I think that's about it. That's why I actually stayed.
I
Yeah.
think as you mentioned, obviously now with media and technology, because because of your school, of your work, you need to get more information from and inspiration for your work lah. That's the
Mm.
as you mentioned just now. If you
Mm.
if you have a purpose, uh, then of course you should harness the advantages of media and technology lah. But
Yeah.
if you don't have, you're just lazing around everything, then of course you should limit lah, right?
Mm.
I think for me is business wise, right? We and also for this podcast, we created our Instagram profiles for the podcast, and my dropshipping store is to sort of advertise and reach and have a reach for to attract people lah.
Yes.
But if you're talking about personal wise, right? I used to go to Facebook and Instagram for my news, just to browse through lah, like who is sharing. Those people who share Straits Times and Mothership, those kind of news.
Yeah.
I just browse through lah. Then I just quit because I didn't really I don't want to waste like the time that I had to browse social media like very like aimlessly. So at the time, in army, right, when we have admin time, right, everyone, I think we mentioned this before. Everyone will be like going back to the bunks and then browse the phone, and then I just browse for a while. Then after that, I just put away my phone, and then I remember Wei Tong was like saying, "Why you only browse your phone like 5 minutes?" Then I say I got nothing to do lah. Then I just took my pen and read lah. So I see, because I already spent like 5 minutes on social media, then like might as well quit. And especially Instagram story, right? I see close friends IG story only, like you, Subash, my other IT friends and secondary school friends. I only see like a few of them, and then I just quit. I just stop really. Then I see no point. Then I dig deeper, right? It's like if you truly want to know what your friends are up to, right, then you should like contact them. You know, make the effort to contact them and then like meet up lah. Why like restrict yourself to seeing just photos? And particularly, I only see like a very few handful of friends story and what they're up to. If I truly am interested, I should just contact them. And what made me have this thought, right, was not just last year during NS and this year particularly when I quit. It was actually quite some time back in secondary school. I had this classmate. She's the typical like Malay girl, very pretty and all, got like 1K followers. Then her likes, her photo likes will have like 300 400 plus on average. But then if I look at her, right, if you just boil down to a personality, right, I think she only have like 20 friends, like in school and outside school. But if you boil down, maybe she has only like maybe 10 close friends, people who know her, who like go up to her and talk about of life and something like that lah. You boil down further, I think she only has like 5 or even less than 5 really close friends that she will interact with. So my point is, why have like so many followers and it's just like gaining attention, you know, for the sake of followers and how many likes. It's like competition lah. How many likes you can get for a photo, how many followers you can get. Yeah, I really see no point, because then you're sort of harming your friendship, your sort of like camaraderie with your friends. It's like no appeal, you know what I mean? Like all the followers they have, like very materialistic, like they are not really your friends. It's like only you got 1K followers, but then only like maybe 5 or less than 5 people are truly your friends. And as you grow older, you'll notice that your friends grow less and less. So what's the point of social media? And that's why I quit lah. Because my point here I'm making is, if you truly want to connect with your friends, then you should just take the effort to go and hit them up. Yeah.
I actually do, like, definitely do. I actually saw this like this episode on Black Mirror. You watch Black Mirror?
No, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. So
what's it about?
This Black Mirror is all like one episode. It's not a series. It's like more like different like every episode has a different story. So I think one episode talks about okay, let me just go over the whole series. So this whole series is about it answers the what ifs. What if we have this like technology, and what if we went to space and that kind of stuff, and like and what if we downloaded ourselves into the laptop, and we can play with our friends and stuff, like our inner conscience will be inside also. So like every time we'll be acting in like as one entity inside the computer. Then there's this episode where what if life was evolved with just like everything evolves around like social media, like the popularity kind of rate, and it shows to have like a negative impact if we just base social media as a means to like social media having an impact on our daily life. Like for example, if you only have 500 followers, you're only able to buy this house. Like kind of like they restrict you with some value, and like people are more materialistic, and like you will see everything like so clean and like so orderly, and they kind of like share it. And then those people who are more often marked as someone who's an outcast would be more poorer, more like all those lower social economic class, that kind of thing. And then also the rates, like for example, you're in the service industry, and if you like didn't serve them well, they will like rate you down, and then this will like this will affect your status. Like for example, you are a 5-star last time, and then someone rated you just a 1-star, you go down, like your status will go down to the point where you're only living like your home, basically homeless, that kind of thing. and it's sickening if you were to think of that lah. Like, for example, if the world works on social media, it's um very demoralizing as well.
Yeah, correct.
If you would, yeah, and um yeah, I actually recommend you to watch this episode. I'll actually share the link with you guys down below, and then anyways it's it's basically very sick to think about it so yeah
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean,
yeah
if the case of the following, right? I mean, I'm guilty of it. Last time, if I know, right, I had like 400 followers before I quit. But last time, I used to like, okay, 400 followers. Then I see my following. If it's like if you see people who have like equal followers and following, right, they'll be like, not influential, you know. But versus if you see like 1K followers and like maybe 100 following, then you know like, okay, this person like quite influencing. So I am guilty of it. I'll be like unfollow people that they are not really like my friends, so to speak. So I the numbers look like I quite popular like in a way lah. I think I don't know if everyone does it or not, but I am guilty of it, and I've done it before a few times.
I,
Then I realized it's like, is that materialistic law, as you mentioned?
I despise that. I actually despise that
Yeah, but yeah, looking at it right now, the following and the following is quite off-putting. But
it's
also,
very toxic
yeah. But this one of the reasons why, the second reason why it led me to quitting social media is because of the comparison. You know, you tend to,
yeah
if you look at social media, you tend to compare like, wow, this person's life like more shiok than mine leh. Then look at my
yeah
life
yeah
like quite shitty leh. Then I don't like that lah. Like, your life is your life ma. Okay lah. You should always be the better version of yourself lah. You try to improve, try to have a role model lah. But then you shouldn't also have the the stress to keep up with people. You know, your life is your life. You know, you must try to
yeah
value
different
yourself.
cases
Yeah, you must be okay. You must make the effort to try to improve yourself and live the best life you can have. But then
yeah
don't always have the stress of comparing with, like, let's say like Trump or Andrew Tate. You know, I mean, okay,
it's the
you can have that lifestyle if you truly work hard. But if you don't, then, you know, don't be so dejected lah. It's
yeah
your life ma, you know. Yeah.
moving on to like the point of appreciating with what you have at the moment. I actually like this value is very often neglected, and I feel like a lot of people are getting depressed because of like they can't really see the appreciation of what they have at the moment.
Yeah, correct.
And I think uh it's what makes not just men but like everyone like have the what do you call this um it takes them out of their purpose lah. Like they are often like if they see something, they will have like the importance of having these kinds of followers to, like the status. They would rather have the status than to have purpose.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
because of that, I as I mentioned, my classmates, the example 1K followers plus. Then I look at my followers and following, and what I did. I think back like, shit, social media really is damn toxic. And then especially the last part of it, where I only see like a few handful of friends Insta story. Then I thought, why we start on social media? If you want to create that connection with your friends again, then might as well just hit them up. Why use social media? You know, it's all toxic and materialistic. That's why I
yeah,
quit. Yeah.
I actually have a very healthy way to like, because remember Adrian, right?
Who?
Like Adrian, like
Uh huh.
our guest. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't like I didn't know her at all. Like we're not friends or anything, but she followed me and I followed her.
Mm.
And uh, I mean I would do this to whoever like the acquaintances that I have. I'll try to reach out to them like, hey, how are you, that kind of stuff. You know, like kind of have a conversation. And I think that was like one good thing about me. Like when it comes to like acquaintances and then like they kind of approach you in a way, I would talk to them and stuff, which is a very healthy thing to do. And uh, yeah, I just dislike the fact that you, you unfollow people who are not
No,
who
no,
are
not to say like what you mean like what worthy
that kind of thing. Like you don't see like then you follow.
No, that's not what I mean those friends, those people that I've never haven't contact in a long time, then I just unfollow. Or like not really close friends. Or
Do you actually
people that I
try
just
to
like.
talk?
No. Okay, I only unfollow people that one. I've never been contacted with them too. When I started Instagram, I be like mass following all these other people without knowing them. So I unfollow these people lah. But yes, I admittedly confess that I did that lah, just to like pump my followers up and my following down lah. But in terms of
Mm.
unfollowing people, it's not really, it's only unfollowing people that I've never contacted for a long time. Yeah.
Mm.
But I'll say it's, yeah, because of that it's quite toxic looking back. Yeah. But you asking a question about whether I message them,
Yeah,
like attempt to message them. No,
yeah.
in the aspect I my notion is, if I really want something out of them, then I message. If I message them a bit like cringy, yeah. I don't know, like it's like I'm not the kind of guy that will message you out of the blue. If I message you, I want is definitely because I want something. But if I don't want, then I mean, not in a malicious way.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, I'm a straight to the point kind of guy. I'm not like, hi, how are you? After that, great, how are you doing? And then what are you up to now? And then we talk, and then
Having
after that we
small
just stop.
talks.
Yeah. I would like to have small talks face to face, but not on chat, not on like WhatsApp, Telegram, or Instagram. Yeah. So it's I don't know. It just comes across as cringy and off putting. Yeah. If I just like shoot the ball kind of guy, like, hello, um, long time no see. Would you like to meet up? Something like that. I get straight to the point. Not like, hi, how are you? How are you? You do this. Something like that is like straight to the point. I'm that kind of guy. Yeah. If not, if I have no purpose, if sort of you serve me, if there's nothing going on between you and I, then I don't see a point in making the effort to make contact. Yeah. But but close friends different lah, because if I never meet them for a long time, then sure lah, I will meet up lah. But
Yeah.
then again, I will say, hey, long time no see, let's meet up. Straight to the point. Yeah.
I think that's one thing I've actually liked. It's a straight to the point kind of thing. Cause like I I am a very like indecisive kind of person, so I wouldn't do such I call this like straight to the point decisions. And yeah, I think that's this one thing I've actually liked myself. So I think it's something I could improve on myself as well. Uh, anyways, can you find any positives in spending too much time on social media?
The only one I can see is research for your work and studies. That's all.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you feel the same way, or do you have any other notions?
It's subjective. It's very subjective. So, but if you're asking for me, is if I feel it's good, like if it's good to be spending, if you need more time, then sure. But then if like, I mean, you need more time with purpose, of course. But if there's no purpose, then there's no point. That's where you should draw the line of when you should like stop, like cut exposing yourself. So okay, then the next question will be okay. There's a study about the percentage of reality in about the percentage of reality in social media, and it says that not 100% of social media is real. So do you think it hurts your perception of reality? Not just your perception, but other people.
Could you give an example on it?
Like for example, like from what you said, like what this guy's life is very, he's living well, and they kind of like how to say this, like you kind of compare yourself with them, and like you're kind of comparing their reality based on what you see online, and then comparing to you, like what you do day to day.
Well, I guess you okay. If I see, let's say, some influencer living the way that sort of life perceive it to be, and I should be living that life, then no lah. Because as I mentioned before, then that's not how you should live your life, ma. Because your life is your life, what. Granted, you shouldn't be slacking also, you should also improve yourself, lah. But then I don't know. Again, it's subjective, but also because I think it boils down to the individual whether he or she is disciplined enough to cut off this kind of influence and live the life that how he or she wants to live. Yeah.
So filtering out is the it's
So
the way.
if you feel that is your reality, then I think, the way of how life should be lived based on the reality of your favorite influencer, then that's a no go lah. You should always live how you want it to be. Of course, try to be the better version of yourself 1% every week or every day. But then again, cannot compare so like drastically lah. To each his own lah, you know.
Yeah, we all have different speeds.
Yeah, and some more, you die alone, what. You're in your grave, what. No one will. Okay, people remember you for who you are and what you do, but people won't remember you for who you are trying to become. They won't remember like, okay, this person died because he's trying to imitate some other influencer. People only remember you for the memories that he or she share with you and what he did, how he impacted your life, and what are the good things that he or she has done. What. Not someone to be impersonating other people's life. What. He lived his own life. Yeah, that's how people remember you, lah.
Yeah. Okay. So, next topic will be like the free speech part. So, do you believe in free speech in social media, rather than having the free speech on mainstream media?
I believe yes, but my belief is I would say nullified because of how big tech censors our free speech these days, especially towards the right-leaning sources. I mean, ideally, of course, I would want everyone to express their views lah. But if you look at how Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, how they fact check your posts, and how they censor most right-wing posts, then no lah. I don't believe it's happening lah. Yeah. Do
I do agree that it's that social media now is very moderated, and I feel like there's like we don't get much diversity if we keep on banning these kinds of public figures. And it's not there's no reason for you to ban, because I mean, it's kind of ironic how Instagram is like an American company?
Yeah,
I don't know, but they banned Andrew Tate for like saying these kinds of stuff, and like because of the allegations that they made because of him, and it's kind of sad that how business, how a company that describes themselves as the land of the free is
no, it's bro. That's why I say ideally you want these platforms to promote free speech, but then in reality it's not, because it's not just the company that cracks down on all these opinions. It's something got to do with
the bigger.
Yeah, there's a bigger picture. There's someone or a group of people that's influencing the company to do said stuff.
Yeah. Right. So, next question will be: do you think social media can be used to promote content that is harmful to children.
Yeah, can. Uh,
And I think
it's
it's
like
possible, right?
it is possible. Like video games also can, because information is so much, it's abundant.
Mm.
You know, you can lead, if you just put aside social media. Pornography is also very accessible. It's free, right? You can just search it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think one thing is pornography. The other one it's hmm uh okay.
YouTube video. Yeah.
I would say political opinions also can lah. I mean at a young age, a bit hard
Okay,
to hard to
it's
say.
boring for us. Like honestly, if I would listen to political debates, I wouldn't. I usually wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, but in terms of the radical ones, let's say
Ah,
ISIS, let's say ISIS,
yeah.
because young child young the child's mind is so malleable, then they believe that this is a feasible political opinion that I should absorb. Then they think this is this ideal. So I'll say I would put myself, I would agree with this idea lah, you know, which is wrong lah, because again they don't know right from wrong mah.
Mm.
Yeah, and if information is so abundant, even ISIS can even ISIS can build up like a very good Twitter or Instagram page. They build up, they decorate so nicely, but then their messaging like got flowers, everything like that. But then the hidden message is still quite evil. There's a evil intention behind it. But so no matter how you sort of decorate it and package it to sort of
Attract.
yeah, attract young minds, the hidden message is still quite malicious, you know. Yeah, I think that's the problem with how abundant our information is. Yeah, I think porn is the worst.
Yeah, towards
Yeah.
towards the younger audiences. I mean, even to the older audiences, but I would think that there's only a few certain percentage of them being exposed to these kinds of content. But anyways, how young do you think social media should be exposed to?
Wow, I'll say
How young?
16 now. I'll say
16.
16 to 18. But the thing is, we all created Facebook and Instagram accounts like back in primary school. So you don't.
Oh,
But the thing is, they when you create, they like won't know ma. You can put your age, like let's say back
Yeah.
then, you can just
Like,
put
21 or
put your year your birth year lower, like 1995 or something like that. So they won't know. So that's why it's the job of parents to restrict, and adults lah. Yeah.
do you think that these Facebook companies should like limit like actually have the proof of the age and identity,
Or like ID lah.
like ID, yeah, then you like scan.
Ooh, okay, that's a quite a double-edged sword. Cause then you're giving away your
Identity.
your sensitive information identity to online. Then you kena hack, then what happen? Your what, your ICs on it, what? Ideally, of course, yeah lah. The companies will say, okay, you have verified age, just like how we verify our certain aspects of this YouTube channel, right? Send my IC to verify that we're actually people, so that we can put links in the description and everything like that. Yeah, but that's the ideal. But what if it's susceptible to hacking? Then our information is all there. And what if the company or there's a government intervention where they want to spy on people? Then our sensitive information is there lah. So it's a double-edged sword. But if you're talking about ideal world, then yeah, probably. But in reality, that's not the case lah. It's very hard to say.
Yeah.
But that's why must go traditional, and parents must at least restrict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like the best way you can actually control your children and stuff.
Yeah.
You
Do you feel that they should also have a age restriction? Do you have similar notions?
No, I don't think age has to do with. I think it has to do with the maturity of the child. If the maturity of the child is up, because like, yeah, you might be 16 or 18, but do you I think that there's much more so-called mature, like so-called mature people who are like 8 years old. It was better think, who
Mm.
thinks better than you. So it's very subjective. So for me, I think as a, like, for example, if I'm a parent, as long as you fully taught your kid the basics, like for example, like the sensory functions of a human, like reading, reading, listening, because like I've seen kids like at the age of 6 already having TikTok accounts, and like
Bro,
they,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
it's I think it's extreme. Like
Mm.
honestly, I think it's extreme because like I mean that's not my opinion, because like if like you don't really regulate the things that your kid is watching, and for someone to be on TikTok at the age of 4, something like that, just rolling around, like you might see some, like you might see some things that are very questionable,
Mm.
and um you don't really have that much control. Okay, you can expose them to a certain app, like for example YouTube Kids.
Mm.
Yeah,
Correct.
I think that's a very good platform to like expose your kids to the technology. But um, this also boils down to their like abilities. Like for example, if, yeah, you can go on YouTube and stuff, but can you read? Can you understand what they're saying? Can you?
Mm.
Because if you don't understand what you're saying and you're repeating what they're saying, you're kind of saying that you are this person. You are this person that you watch, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So um, which also brings me to filtering. Like if your child is able to filter this kinds of content, who actually like knows what's right and wrong, then sure, you can expose to that kind of like content. But um, other than that, uh, I mean, even though they know what's right and what's wrong, they still have the so-called the curiosity,
Mm.
because they're kids, and you know what are they susceptible of doing.
Correct.
And so this is why, as parents, you need to like supervise your kids, and like not just like leave them alone to their devices, and
Mm.
actually like um be part of what they're like be part of their learnings and stuff. And um you should actually be selective of the content that your kid is watching, because like
Yeah.
um if you're just going to let those contents just spur like your it's a definite sure answer. If he or she finds that the content that he or she is watching um is questionable, and they get influenced, they'll go on to the wrong path, for
Yeah.
sure,
Correct.
for sure
Yeah.
one. If this someone smoking and they think, I mean, they know it's bad, but then they still do it because why? The society portrays it as something is good, that it's good to smoke, it's cool to smoke.
Mm.
You don't have the right thinking. That's
Yeah.
why parents actually uh, have their morals like aligned into. I mean, I know parents are very imperfect as well, because like all of us are very imperfect beings, ma.
Mm.
But then um, we we do know what's truly right and what's truly wrong. So um, we're already at a certain experience where we can actually like prevent those experiences from happening from your kid. So yeah, I really think that supervision is very important at a very young age,
Mm.
and which is what my parents have been doing. But yeah, 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 which I think my parents have been doing. So
I think
yeah,
you brought a very good point on the age restriction and supervision per se.
yeah,
If let's say a parent, right, a parents, they are in
mm,
control of the child's social media and YouTube activities, then it's good. If let's say
mm,
in a business point of view, let's say the child 5 6 years old, right? I think on some certain YouTube channels where the parents allow the child to, let's say, review toys and everything like this, toys, games, in a cute fun way lah. But in the aspect where it's controlled by the channel is controlled by the parents. The parents film, then the parents moderate. The parents how to say okay, allow kids to have some freedom on camera, but then the all the functionality on YouTube, all the settings, social media, the parents do it, not the child. Yeah, but if as you mentioned the 6-year-old kid on TikTok, right? I think it's not surprising. I might have heard of it before, but if the parents don't restrict, right, then kids at that young age having TikTok accounts is damn scary, and it could lead to pedophilia, child predators and older people that I don't know, like they obsess over child pornography and everything, which is disgusting lah. Have you heard of the recent news of Balenciaga?
Oh, yeah.
The BDSM kid
BDSM
advertisement.
that
Them disgusting. I don't know whether the parents know it but still allow, or they just won't will just blatantly ignore it, thinking that
I think
that would advertise their child.
in my opinion, I think the parents lost their morality
No.
to even expose the kid into such very bizarre
Yeah.
things. Like this kind of content should be never seen in a kid's eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
because the kids
it's-
don't know ma.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's like we mentioned in the previous episode on politics, the LGBTQ movement, how they target the young kids so that they learn to accept LGBTQ principles, and the drag example that I mentioned in the Good Morning America is the show, the person is, the guy is called Desmond is Amazing, the young kid. So the parents obviously they know that this is wrong, but then they want to let the child be free and whatever. So there's no restriction lah. Obviously the child don't know that is the wrong thing, right? That's not normal, right? But the parents allow it, right? So because the parents allow it, then they'll be like, the boy will be like, oh, okay lor, this is normal. Yeah, I do lor, because everyone is the audience is clapping and cheering for me, so this must be the right thing, which is wrong lah. So as we said, the parents must have at least 100% supervision or restriction to what the child is doing, and what kind of information is he or she is absorbing. Yeah, because we information today is really rampant and abundant. Yeah, and anyone, even kids who has malleable minds can absorb anything. Yeah, that's the scary part.
I actually want to make this an example because last night we had this karaoke night, and
yeah, I saw.
you saw the video.
Yeah, your was it your cousin?
No, it wasn't my cousin. It was a friend of mine, and like family friend. And then they were singing to a Blackpink song, and then I think one of the lyrics, it's very like it's about like what throwing the money into the ass.
Oh, okay.
And like there's lyrics about that.
Yeah.
And the kid knows like the entire song thing, and he like sang all of it like that, and like he memorized the whole entire song like it's just very okay, I would say that it's impressive that he knows how he knows the mnemonics of the song, like basically remembering the song. But towards the content of the song, like if you think in this way, the content is wrong for the kid. Like it is good if it's a song that acceptable,
like love song lah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That one, I have no problem with that. I think Bruno Mars actually did it. Like the being Elvis, that kind of thing. Okay, that one I have no problem with the idea. But if you're talking about things that are very very taboo, like
Mm.
prostitution and stuff. I don't think you should expose it to
Yeah.
kids.
I think you brought up the perfect example. If this kind of thing the parents allow, right, then what kind of other malicious things that uh or rather malicious information the parents will allow the kid to see, yeah.
I
Already the
mean,
whole song can familiarize can remember the whole song so explicitly. Then what kind of other information will he or she exposed to, yeah,
mm,
when the parents allow it.
I okay, for like in my opinion, I don't think I have a say in how they raise their kids' life. Um, but I'm just saying in if I was a parent, I what I'll do. And um, in this podcast, we're not trying to force a certain moral value you can actually use, but it's more of like an inspiration of I mean not inspiration as well. It's very subjective. Um, it's uh like how to say it's like um
I think what you're trying to say is we are trying to provide a different point of view,
yes,
and we are
yes,
trying to reject modernity, and in your case is filter modernity lah. So because of
that's all.
all the things that are going through in modern society, we tend to neglect our traditional values, and
Yes,
we want to bring back these traditional values. Yeah.
and this one I'm saying the uh not fully reject but filter modernity and um accept idealistic traditions. Yeah.
Mm.
So okay, so next question. Is there a way to strike a perfect balance? I think this applies to me. Is there a way to strike a perfect balance between playing video games? I mean, to you as well. Playing video games and or scrolling social media while on your self improvement journey.
Mm. Yeah, there is. If you uh if you schedule yourself lah, and you are disciplined enough to prioritize work first.
Mm.
So in the okay, a good habit would be in the morning. What I would do is I set my phone alarm as further away from me in the other side of the room. When my alarm rings, I get out of the bed. I stop the alarm lah, and not just beside me lah, so I can it prevents me from snoozing lah. Because I already got out of bed, so I'm already awake ma. So what's the point of going back to sleep? That's one thing. The other one is don't immediately go into social media just to check what's going on.
Mm.
For me is messages. Uh if there's urgent message to attend to, then I would like reply lah. If not, then I will wait until I finish my chores first, like wash up, feed Bailey, cook my breakfast. Then on in the midst of eating breakfast, then I would tend to all this stuff lah. But that shouldn't be the priority when I wake up, because then it will delay. You know, a lot of people complain like, "Why in the morning I don't have a lot of time lah. I don't have this, and I don't have a lot of productive. I don't have a lot of like time allocated with be it 5 or 10 minutes to do some productive stuff. But then these 5 to 10 minutes, right, it can be brought over if you wake up, sleep early, wake up early, or if when you wake up you don't immediately browse social media. You wake up, you instantly go and run your errands. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the morning part. Once you get in the habit of disciplining yourself to prioritize your work first, right, then at night when you want to tone down, then you can tone down. You play some like games or read books or do whatever you like lah, and maybe browse some social media, but then still restrict yourself in a time frame, like let's say 1 hour. Well, I think 1 hour is good. You mindlessly browse you also like you I don't know, the information you get is like you become like zombie, you know, like browse, like no point. Then if you do that in the wee hours of the night, right, you may jeopardize your sleep as well. There's this advice where you shouldn't be on your phone for like 1 or 2 hours before sleep
Oh, no, to us.
because
Yes, yes, yes,
of
yes,
the
yes.
blue light exposure.
Yeah.
Then, but for me, it's not much of the blue light. It's your mind tends to be very active, and you can't sleep.
Mm.
So I try to limit down. The best I could do is like read books lah, but it's on my iPad. It's technically still technology lah, but it's words ma. It's not watching video like action packed or a lot of graphics, the graphical thing going on. Yeah, So that's how I tone down lah. Then so I can sleep better lah. Do you have such advice? Do you have any advice on that? On how to balance?
I actually want to add on to your what you said. You've made a very good point on the morning routines. I think it would be like simply saying, I think for you to achieve that is like for you to achieve a very healthy like lifestyle is to start your day right, and like what you said, putting your phone far away from you and prevent yourself from going to social media is one way you can actually improve it and actually improve efficiency on your daily tasks. Yeah, and uh, yeah, for my case, it will be using the screen time function I have mentioned. For I mean, if you don't have the screen time function app, I think it will be providing. Not really providing. You can actually search it on your phone. But have a like a screen time limit kind of app to like kind of regulate yourself from using your devices and stuff. And then another thing would be making up a schedule. Schedule is the most underrated thing to you can ever do for yourself. Like, yes, you may have cultivated a culture of working out, cultivated a culture of reading books, cultivated a culture of improving yourself, basically. But if you wouldn't have something that's regulated, something that you could actually control your time, your all these like for example, if you feel like today is not really a good day, and then you stop everything, then it defeats your purpose of improving yourself. You must have some kind of purpose whenever you wake up. Like whenever you wake up, that means that that means like the higher entity allowed you to be what do you call this, to be alive, and you have a purpose of why you are alive. And this is why this schedule, like I'm kind of like making it relevant. This schedule kind of gives you purpose of why you should actually why you should actually make this day a very productive day. And yeah, it's the more you go on, with this schedule and stuff, you start to think that, oh, I'm actually doing very well, and like you're doing way better than a person who does not plan and who does things for who does things just who does things in a short term goal. Like for example, you work out until you have six packs, and then after that nothing else. Like you don't continue the culture. No, it's for what this podcast is all about. It's about progression, and this is why we gotta have things planned rather than let it all plan out by itself. Because if you're just doing that, then you kind of like you're wasting time, you know. And it's very ironic for me to say this, because like although I have a schedule, but I don't really keep up to it. I mean, at least I really think that I at least try. So that's why like um people like myself, like people who can't really commit to a certain schedule, at least having a schedule will be a much more better thing than having no schedule, having no plan at all. So the way to balance it out is through through proper planning itself. Yeah. And okay, for the next question, I think it applies to myself, because you don't have any social medias, correct? So it's more onto me. So since I've stayed, how do I manage to have social media despite its negative influences? I think that controlling your exposure to these contents, and picking what contents you actually are influenced by could benefit you. And picking what content could benefit you would be at best, at least. And with this, like when you control all this, like when you filter, when you control all this content that's going into your mind, that's going to your ear, you you kind of like attain your purpose, your goals, and um yeah, you kind of attain the purpose of it, the purpose of why you're improving, and um and if you do that, that means that the entertainment and if you attain that purpose, it means that the attainment that you're watching is very purposeful, and it gives purpose to every action, every activity that you do. So yeah, that's about it, about the whole um the whole reason why I actually stayed. Yeah.
I think you made a good point. The schedule. I think it all boils down to don't count the days but make the days count. Yeah. I guess I think my what would your closing remarks be
Mm,
to sum up what we have mentioned? Advantages, disadvantage of social media, of tech, how to properly schedule yourself. I mean, schedule yourself. You already mentioned just now. But
yeah,
do you feel like you have any closing remarks or advice to give?
I actually do have like I actually talked to my parents about the content I'm watching, because like they recently had uh we recently had this like conversation about the things I'm watching, because they disagree with the things that I'm watching, and I I sort of have a conversation with them just recently. Uh, they they kind of disapprove. Okay, I actually gone through that. I told them that I think that with my age now and like the experiences I've gained, I think I've sort of like have this like capability to filter things out myself, and um, this goes on to the exposure when young, uh, and I think that these exposure will be that beneficial for me, as I have the capability to now filter what I hear. So yeah, that's one of them. So uh, one minor point. The major points about it is to, like, if you're hearing this right now, um, ask yourself what morals do you have, like what morals do you think is correct, and because like this all these things are very subjective. If you ask a different person, people have different opinions about this kinds of thing. So do this for yourself and ask yourself, what is your morality on these kinds of things, like what's your point, and if it aligns with your point, then sure. But then, like, you must know that you should, how do you say this, like, you you should have some kind of purpose of why you're doing things,
Mm.
and uh and I think if you know what your morals are and your values, all these things about self-improvement will fall into place. Like, for example, schedule, um your schedule, your workouts, your reading, your self-improvement, everything will just fall into place if you just look at your morals. And if they are, like, for example, like, as you grow up, you start to take influence um that question your values, your morality. um listen to it with what do you say, the something with the salt, with a grain of salt.
Pinch of
listen to
salt.
the things
Pinch.
Listen to the
Pinch.
things you say, yeah, with a pinch of salt. And it doesn't have to be everything you hear in, so, like, for example, social media should be kind of related to you. It doesn't have to be.
Mm.
It's more of like a recommendation, but you are not forced to get what their what values do they have and put it into you. You have the power to make your own identity and basically have purpose. Uh, Basically have purpose that builds up this identity that you have. That's why we have character development, and which goes along with this, this self improvement. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's one big thing about it. Um, but just want to put a small section about it. It's to enjoy life lah.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people have been taking like self improvement too seriously. I would advise that you don't take this thing seriously because you are a growing person. You're like um you are you are living life, and I don't think, I mean, of course you would treat some things seriously, but you wouldn't go to the point where you are being harsh on yourself. And um I don't think you should um beat yourself up with the things that is unsuccessful. And um I think that every time you wake I like to think of this. Every time you wake up, um you have another chance to to prove yourself right, that you are growing, and that you are um and that you are progressively getting better. So yeah, I think um that's my the whole takeaway with this. I think it goes with most of the podcast, like the endings of the podcast. It all boils down to purpose and like morals. I think those two are like the very the um most powerful like ending uh ending notes where you can say about topics like this, because like at the end of the day it boils down to purpose and the morals.
Yeah, it sets you on the straight path, ma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
For
How
me,
about
to put it simply, you should weigh out the advantages and negatives of social media. If you are spending time as a researcher for your work or for your studies, then by all means. But if you find yourself on social media too much, you're just wasting your life, then you just might as well quit altogether. And don't be like me, weigh the followers and following, then after you just unfollow all the other people so that you can have more the perception of having more followers. That's quite toxic. And if you find yourself doing that, at least be aware. But also uh try to have a established connection with your friends outside of social media. Don't Okay, if your friends are busy, then uh I guess you should have the guts to also try to filter out friends that are useful and not useful to you as you progress in life. But if you really value them, right, then try to make the conscious effort to go and reach out to them, ask them how they are, and meet up with them, like. But if you're like me, you just see Insta story but also don't really not really bothered by what they're doing, then just quit social media. That would be the best thing if you really value true friendship.
or quit or just quit just unfollow her.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think altogether, right, if you truly value your friends, a small circle of friends, then just go and have the conscious effort, meet up with them. I just know that as you progress in life, right, your circle of friends will grow smaller and smaller. So I think you should just, if you find if you have that kind of notion, then I think you should just quit social media and it avoids all the toxicity and the comparison with other people as well. It won't make you'll feel that your life is not so valuable. So just quit to avoid all this toxicity. In terms of gaming and social media as a whole, you should prioritize, as you said, work first, so that you have some time to at least keep up with current events through social media, keep up with what other people are doing, video games if you want to release some stress, but do it in a scheduled manner, as Sam mentioned. If you just unconsciously browse through TikTok, Instagram, all that, you basically feel like a zombie, and you feel damn unproductive. And if you constantly play games through the wee hours of the night, then you feel damn shitty as well. So yeah, take it from us. That I think right now gaming is quite boring. If you find it boring already, then I think maybe just limit yourself to 30 minutes or 1 hour, or you don't play at all. It's not like the end of the world if you don't have social media or you don't play games. So might as well just quit and do something productive. That's what I have to say. And then if you quit, then you can do whatever productive activities that you feel suits your lifestyle. Yeah, you live your life at how it should be, and not what modern society or social media tells you how to live. And don't compare with others. Social media is the number one thing that makes you compare with other people. You shouldn't compare your life with other people. Your chapter 1 is different than other people chapter 10. Live the life that you should want. Valuable, yes, but not as a slacker, yes, but the way you want it. Yeah.
Alright, Vin.
It's been it's been a good discussion. It was quite I don't really this kind of things that we talk about, because especially social media and tech is damn rampant. All the information we are getting, it's abundant. Try to filter out. Try to know what the valuable information that you're absorbing, whether it's productive to you or not. If it's not, then filter out. Yeah. If you find yourself wasting time, then immediately literally drop your phone and stop browsing.
You don't drop your phone. Sayang the phone maybe cost 1K or something like that.
For you lah. But I mean okay lah. Yeah lah, but at least be wary lah. Wary of the information you're absorbing, and wary of how much time you're spending on social media. Yeah. You get your life on track. Right. Is that the end of the podcast, of the episode?
I guess so. This sums up the end, and I just want to say that I'm thankful that we again addressed the importance of self-improvement in terms of having social media and basically media itself. And I'm glad we had this discussion, and I think it was a very fruitful one, very meaningful one as well. As I'm pretty sure all these questions right now is very thought-provoking, and
it was.
It was very not saying it's very hard, but it was actually very nice to actually have these kinds of convos. But yeah, simply said, I think that this whole so-called podcast, this whole purpose of why this podcast exists, kind of like the purpose is being attained, like the purpose is being how you say it, like attain something like that.
Yeah, we have met our expectation and target for this podcast and what we want to say. Yeah. In a purposeful manner.
I do agree with that. Alright, so that being said, we would like to do the ritual. Do you have your bottles filled?
No, I need.
Do you have your bottles filled? Okay.
Half only.
That's good.
Alright, before that, if you are enjoying our content, please like and subscribe. We only need two more subscribers to 10. Yeah, and if you're on Spotify, give a follow. That's about it. Yeah, if you're enjoying this content.
I should want. If you do have some like for example, if you wanna be on the podcast, so and you wanna so-called have a an idea of what the next episode might be, you could freely just like chat in on the comment section down below, or even messages on Instagram.
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 Yeah.
Instagram, and and we could have like a conversation and stuff.
Yeah.
And
At least
maybe in the
let's
possible,
know. Yeah, in the possible future can collab. Yeah.
yeah, can definitely collab. So
And
yeah,
let
with
us
that
know
being said,
let us know your
yeah,
thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that right. So with that being said, bottles up.
Right?
Hey,
You caps off already. Hey, go back reservist lah.
caps
Should
off.
do right hand, right. So
Hey, you left hand ah. You left
no actually
hand.
my mic in the way yeah, at least I never cap off. At least I never caps off.
Hey, doesn't make your wrong your right, you know.
At least I go reservist. I'm in Singapore. Right, you start.
Right. Life is good.
So live it well. Goodbye.
See you in the next, guys. See ya.